Go ahead, guys. Welcome.
Hey, what's going on, everybody, in the world of Tekken, in the world of everything that's awesome and fun, and Tekken 8 and lag and all that fun stuff? We are the OG Tekken Podcast. We got the boys, Tony Bakaman, Toony Toon on the right side, up, down, left, right, everywhere. And we have a very special guest. We have a felon with an amazing looking goatee and a man that looks like Gabriel Iglesias, Mr. Iglesias from Colorado, everybody. Let's go. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm back.
Claps everywhere. The man is back. The man is
They brought me
back.
back.
The
Actually, let me
villa's
put my
back.
headset on so I can
Boy,
hear
yo.
better.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's
yeah.
You know,
not
I'm
good.
old, guys. I'm old. I need to get my
Yeah,
hearing
you're.
correct.
You gotta put your hearing aids in, man. Come on now. Let's go.
Thanks,
Yeah,
Ricky.
man.
Jeez.
What up, guys? What's up, my guy? What's up, Ricky?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're back. Yeah, so we kind of alluded to we were gonna do one with Isaac again, and he like a lot of shit happened, I guess, and so pretty much I felt that it was gonna be it wasn't just like oh god, James didn't decide to join. It was more of like a either or kind of situation. We wanted to hear from both of them, and it just happened to be that James had to be at work and stuff, so here we are with Isaac. So a lot of shit's happened, and we basically wanted to give Isaac a chance to explain what's going on, and maybe even do a part 2 of like historical shit in Colorado Tekken. So yeah, I guess I'll let Isaac take the floor then.
Oh, yeah.
Well, obviously a lot of things has happened. Let me just start things off first. I am no longer doing any TOing whatsoever concerning Denver Tekken going for the time being. I'm going to say for the time being, because things can change over time, depending on what happens. So, I'm still going to be a player. I'm still going to help people get good at the game and whatnot. Provide my knowledge to those who want to listen and those who want to get good. So, I'm sure you guys have questions about the first thing that I've said, so
Yeah.
I've had it.
So okay, so Isaac, you've been like at this stuff for God, like decades, literally. And I know you've been you started as a player and you kind of got into the scene from very early time back in the Tekken 4 days and stuff like that. So, and now you've been a TO for at least 2 decades. So, you were kind of the one guy I assumed that would not crack, and I guess you did, and you
Very much
decided
so.
to sort of end the legacy, I guess, for the time being. So what happened?
Okay, so we'll all start it from the beginning. As many of you knew, I was planning a big Tekken event here, a week 1 event with Akihabara Arcade. Obviously, I was not only working with it was just myself and Brandon. It had nothing to do with the Colorado TOs, none of that stuff. This was primarily a Denver Tekken event, originally.
Okay.
So as before anything, I was like already setting things straight of what I wanted to do. I had people throwing me money because I am a trustworthy person.
Yeah.
Yes, and I look directly at the camera saying that because I want to echo that. I am a trustworthy person. So because of that, I was I had some volunteers. Well, one volunteer who I've been taking under my wing, kind of teaching them, the ropes of, tournament stuff like that and whatnot. So, because of before then, one of the things I wanted to do going into Tekken 8 was give people a clean slate. People who have wronged me that I've banned from the community, which were 2 people. One of them I'm not going to mention because for his own protection. Second one, I'm not afraid to mention. He goes by the name of Denver City Skies, or Ben, for short. So, why was I planning to bring Ben back? Well, here's the first question. Why did I ban him first? Because Isaac's not one just to ban people like that. Tony Bachman knows that. So, basically, what happened was, how did Ben get banned for me for the last the remainder of Tekken 7, which is almost 2 years, because of an incident that happened at another arcade, where he, I know this a little bit of the story, but I wasn't there to witness it all. But one of the first things I said was, when that shit went down, I said, kick him out of the arcade.
Okay.
They did. They listened and all that stuff. But then when I found out, when I told Ben some things in confidence, he ended up using that to try to, fan fire and fan the flames of whatever situation. Trying to ruin a reputation, a rapport that I have with the owner of Akihabara Arcade. When that came to me, because Brandon knew what was going to go on, that I was setting up. I was telling Ben about it because he says, you can trust me. The last couple words you never want to hear in life. You can trust me. When someone says those 4 words, they can't be trusted. I'm sorry. So he tried to egg on the situation. That pissed me the fuck off. And I said, Ben, I don't want you at my events.
Okay.
And if I decide to come back to let you back in, I'll let you know. So technically, he was gone for 2 years.
All right.
Fast forward until now. I had a conversation with Ben. I told him, hey, I'm going to start doing this. I want to, plan to bring you back in. I know things has happened, but I know one thing I know about you, and many who've known Ben, who've seen him in tournaments, his online actions doesn't match what he does in person. He never did. Because Ben knows how to, be a proper human being in person.
Yes.
Which shocks people, but he does. Because I was considering him, I was planning to bring him back, it caused a huge stink. There's rumor that people in Denver said that, but let's be honest. If there were Denver players that were involved, they're not in the circle that Tony Baku and myself are in. And it's a big circle. There's maybe a few that will be opinionated about it, but they know to talk to me about it.
Yeah.
I'm always open to dialogue. And they could always say, hey, this. But another group decided that, hey, we don't want him here. And I was trying to explain to other people which will be nameless, that rocks with said group. I was trying to say, hey, I'm trying to give everybody a second chance. I believe in chances. People, can change over time. People can, people can change over time.
I'm just saying, I know you want to dance around it, right?
Yeah.
It's up to you. I don't know what you want to do, but I'm just saying.
I'm not going to dance around it. I'm going to talk it. I'm just not going to I'm not going to throw any names.
All right. You do what you want to do. I'm not going to force you to in one way or the other.
I mean, hey, we're Colorado Tekken Podcast. I'm just saying.
But I won't dance around who was the other group. It was Colorado Springs Split.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I ain't afraid to throw them under the bus because that's where it came from.
Okay.
Cause of complaint. Now, this is the thing. I get where they were coming from because they brought up a past thing that happened with Ben, where Ben said the N-word despite it wasn't the ER, but still does not make it right.
Yes.
He brought up something in the past that happened 5-6 years ago. A situation that was already handled by key people in the past, Denver Tech and Colorado Tekken group. One of them was a witness to it when we made that decision.
Yeah, it was me. It was
yeah.
it was a long time ago. Yeah,
it was a long time ago.
Yeah.
And most of the people that were involved in that ruling were people who are, 100%, pro black.
Yeah.
A lot of stuff. 100%. And that was one of the rulings saying, well, it wasn't just get them off with a warning, but more of, we're going to keep an eye on you. If you do that shit again, you're done.
Okay.
And what has happened since? Not one peep. So basically, dude learned his lesson.
Yeah.
Now, let's fast forward to other things. Yeah, Ben is always, it gets into it a lot with the anime group and whatnot. he gets it. He's very opinionated. I'm not going to turn on and say I agree with everything he says. There's things I don't agree with. Let's be honest. Us as human beings, we all agree to disagree.
Exactly.
So because of stuff that he's done in the past, they feel that no, he's not welcome because is he a toxic person? I haven't seen it in person. On the internet, yes.
Yeah, he goes pretty hard. I'm not gonna lie. Like when he goes on the internet, but it's not like.
But that's what happens when I'm.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Let me cut it off.
Yeah, go ahead.
That's what happens when you're an FPS player.
Yes.
Primarily, and
Yes.
FPS players go hard.
Yes.
Very true.
Those guys live on the internet.
Yep.
So that's one thing I've always known of it. I was like, it's just one of those FPS players that are, that's gonna always talk on the mic and just let you have it.
Yeah.
So all the stuff that he's done, even to his recent prior one 2 years ago, all that added up, and then another incident that happened between him and the Springs, which I don't know too much about, and I don't care.
Yeah.
Because that's none of my business. That's between them and him.
Yes.
Was I trying to find a way to make peace to get him and others to, hopefully, they don't have to be friends, is for one. No one has to be friends. But, be cordial.
Yeah.
I was hoping for that. Because that was one of my plans. Like, hey, in life, you're going to always do that. But, the Springs players, they said differently. Up to the point that they basically strong-armed my helper.
They harmed your what? Sorry.
My helper that was supposed to help me with the event.
Oh.
Oh, wow.
To the point where he was like, even though I told him everything what was going to happen and all that stuff, I was like, hey, I'm going to do this route. Give him the full thing. This is a chance for amend this. I was even willing to put even certain precautions too. I had everything ready. Because that's what you're supposed to do when you're planning something. You have to have every precaution, every contingency plan, whatever. But as things got closer, I thought maybe we could have settled this drama. We even took a vote whether, and Oni Bachman knows this too, him and other like Denver players, we've had this conversation whether, letting Ben in or not.
Oh, yeah.
That's what. Yeah, that's the one where I reached out for you. Say, what do you think about having Ben back?
Oh, yeah.
And
I mean, I might be biased because he is my friend, but but at the end of the day, I haven't really seen him do anything like at a tournament. Actually, I mean, well, at the end
I met Ben in at a tournament too. He was cool. He was cool,
Yeah,
dude.
he was fine. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's like the thing I kind of don't like is people will take like really intense talk on social media as like aggression.
Yes.
Whereas like I mean Ben is an incredibly opinionated person. Like he's
Very.
like if he has like and he like if he sees that like you disagree, like he'll have like that, like he'll argue with you, right? It's not necessarily like a hostile situation. Yeah, like it seems that way. Yeah, like it may seem that way, but like he's a good dude. I don't know. I mean, I haven't really I've known him. He was the first person I met at the scene, like legitimately, and I blackout drunk, and he was the guy that took care of me in a sense. He like assured me that I didn't like suck any dicks like in my fucking blacked out states or anything like that.
Once.
Yeah. Here's the one thing about Ben, like a lot of people don't understand. Despite all that shit, that he does, there's like, once again, I'm gonna reiterate this. We all agree to disagree to an extent. We all do that.
Mm-hmm.
There's things where Oni Bachman says, I think this is bullshit, Isaac. He's told me that to my face. And I respect that. Because I expect him, I don't expect people to be dick riders of me or anyone else. I like people who will shoot it straight with me. Who will keep it 100%, not tell me to my face and then go say something else somewhere else.
Yeah.
That's why, the people that I surrounded myself in the scene throughout all the years are what I call real ones.
Yeah, the thing that's funny about all this too is like Ben hasn't really said anything online to where he's being like hostile towards anyone, right? Like he's just being an opinionated person, right? We're kind of having I don't know if you guys have seen like Twitter recently, like about like the whole plugging situation
Bro.
Yeah, there's this one guy. I guess he's part of the PNW, so I think he's in like Oregon or Seattle or something.
No,
But
he's in Portland, Oregon. He's in Portland, Oregon.
Yeah.
okay, Rick.
I know who
Rick
you're talking
Muldrip.
about.
Yeah, Rick
Muldrip.
Muldrip.
Rick Muldrip.
He came like I played this guy online. He did demote me, but like it was one game. All right, like just putting that out there. It was one fucking game. He probably wouldn't never do it again. But that's besides the point. He put out a tweet saying that he's gonna go, or he's gonna, since Vasil or Padawan ruined his career or something. He said he's gonna come after him at the fucking Seattle Tekken local or whatever, and he's gonna run the fade, like so to speak. I'm like
that's
and no one in Seattle Tekken is saying anything about this. By the way, no one's saying like let's ban this guy, get this guy out of here. None of that. And I'm like, this guy's actually being hostile, and like I had to like.
And that's the difference.
This guy's actually being hostile.
I've seen it too. Because the first thing, like, this was me as a former TO.
Yeah.
The minute I saw that, and then dude straight said that, he's shot people. Like he's, basically talking like, I ain't afraid to go to jail, blah, this stuff. I'm ready. I'm about that life. As a TO, I say, as a person who cares about the scene, I look at that situation and I say to myself, okay, well, if you're about that life, you could take that life somewhere else because you're not wanted here.
Mm-hmm.
You're done.
It's wild because like he was here like last year or something. He came over like to where I'm physically like in my house, right? And he was super chill. Like we hit it off. We got high together.
Mm-hmm.
Like he was chill. I like the dude, right? And so it's crazy to see what happened and like what just like it fucking blew up to. So it's like,
nope.
It's one of those things that you don't know what has transpired in his life to get to that point.
That's true.
Exactly. Because certain things can happen in people's lives, and they hit a breaking point where they're just saying, you know what? Fuck this. I'm just gonna go hard. I don't care if I sabotage myself, because he's on self-sabotage mode.
Oh yeah.
No one has.
He did.
It was only over a plugging incident. It happens every single day in Tekken.
Every day in Tekken.
The only difference is you got called out on Twitter. The only thing he had to do to stop all that shit from happening was hold it. He had to hold that. Don't say anything. Don't be like, hey, fuck you. This is all your fault. No. Dude, you fucking plugged, and you're in 4K, essentially.
4K.
All you had to do was say fucking nothing, dude. Just say nothing, and you would have... Nothing would have happened. Nothing would have happened.
Or he could have just said, like, well, okay, I plugged. Cool. Whatever. Screw you. And then been done.
Well, this is the thing. So many people nowadays live on the internet to the point where it's just it has been taught. People don't know how to separate internet and real life. Yeah. They've combined that together.
Yep. They've
combined it together to a point where everyone thinks what you do in the internet is real life.
Exactly.
Going back to Ben. Now going back to Ben on this situation. He's done a lot of shit on the internet. He only had one incident that he did in person. Once again, I'm not going to speak too much about it because I don't know too much. I was not a witness.
Mm-hmm.
But at the time, in order to keep peace, I recommended him being removed.
Okay.
When I saw that on my phone, because I'm like, I don't know what's going on. Get him out. We'll figure it out later.
The brain risk, pretty much.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Just make this move. We'll figure it out later. That simple. Anyways, once again, because that was one incident, but I don't know how hostile it was because I wasn't a witness. I can't speak on it. I've heard two sides of the story of the people that it went down to. But once again, what happens? It becomes this.
He said, she said kind of thing.
Says one thing, and I don't want to. And the thing is, you'll never get the right answer. Unfortunately, you will never get the right answer. What happened? Now, granted, the only reason why I had wanted Ben removed was because at the time he was vaccinated and he had a vax card. So in my opinion, he can't change that on me because that's my opinion. I think he was just there just to kind of stir the pot a little bit.
Wait,
and he could have just killed it. I think he was there to stir the pot a little bit.
Oh, I see. Yeah, I mean, yeah,
Okay.
maybe, but
Maybe, but once again,
yeah,
I don't know.
It's
I don't know.
the thing is, like, the thing that this boils down to, what I really don't understand is, like, it's like there is a fundamental difference in TO philosophy between our scene and, I guess, Spring's scene, right? I believe in, like, a very hands-off, like, we just run brackets. You know, like, we run brackets. I'll take care of the stream. Isaac runs the, you know, the money box thing and you know, takes registration, and, you know, maybe some other couple of people be bracket runners, whatever it is, right? And that's it, right? And then as far as, like, you know, any, like, other business, like, you know, that's really up to Brandon, or the venue owner, which in this case, Anaki is Brandon. And it's really whatever he decides. So, like, if there's anything that goes beyond the scope of a tournament, it has nothing to do with us, right? Whereas,
And
like,
one of
yeah.
And one of the things as well is a lot of people don't realize this. Before, when I was doing that, before I quit, basically, or walked away. I'll just say walk away because you never know. Some, like right now, I have another group of people who don't rock with the Colorado TO group that want me to come into their fold.
Okay.
And I've said, I'll think about it.
Okay.
Anyways, what was I talking about again? Damn it.
Talking about Ben, talking about kind of the there you go.
So, you know, what Oni was saying was just, it was most of the way us Denver stuff did it, we already had a structure that was full, pretty much foolproof and all that stuff. But going back to the whole Ben thing, you know, I had him banned because he broke my trust on stuff. It wasn't because it was a, you know, not just what he did at the arcade, but the fact that he was trying to insinuate something between Brandon and I that Brandon already knew what I was going to do.
Okay.
And to me, you don't try to fuck with my shit.
Yeah.
You fuck with my shit, fuck you. And that's basically what happened. That's basically what happened. He tried to fuck with my shit. I kicked him out for 2 years. That's why, you know,
like,
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
No, go ahead, Junie.
So like this whole thing about so when you were saying like you're thinking about bringing Ben back, this probably did not sit well with, you know, the Springs guys.
Obviously not.
Yeah.
Obviously not. And that's okay. Everyone has an opinion, but here's the thing. And I'm gonna look directly at the camera. What I did for him, I'll do for others. Even anyone down there too, if you've done some fuck shit. I would have done that for you guys too.
The one thing that boggles my mind in this whole situation is that like the whole thing of how people can't like when there's a line like basically I was talking to David and I'm like, there's like in Akihabara or wherever the case may be, there's the inside and then there's the outside. Why can't a place where we're all trying to play games and have a good time and all that stuff, why do people have to bring outside nonsense into just a video game that we all want to play and have a good time and have a space to feel like kind of like ourselves, you know what I mean? Like why is there like that divide? Is it because of explain that to me? Like because how I look at it. Oh, go ahead.
As what I feel that I don't know what the real personal beef that they both have for each other is, really. Because I've known in the past, you know, Ben has vouched for Steak a long time ago. Steak, you know, I'll throw his name under the bus because I know he's one of them. And that's okay. I have no personal issues with you. It is what it is. You do your shit, be successful. I don't hate on what anybody does. But when it comes, I don't know, like too much, but I know he was one of the people that were involved and others. It is what it is.
You know,
but the thing is that people don't know how to just sit down and be like, hey, it's been a while, let's try to revisit this. people, they take things too personal because of what goes on the internet. You know how you want to affect me personally? These are the two things that can drive me nuts. Mess with my money, mess with my family.
Exactly.
Mess with any of those two, we got a real issue. Anything else, I don't care. That's why I don't care about me basically, being ran out of doing it, because I don't make money for doing that.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to make money off the scene. I never have, never will.
Yeah.
That's how old school I am. I don't need to make money off the scene. And if I do get some money on it, I sock it away and prepared for something in the future. That's why, like, whenever at the time I would say, hey, there's this much money down for this tournament, because those things that were saved up and socked away for it.
Yeah. And the way that I'm kind of looking at this whole thing, I feel like a lot of it is, in my opinion, miscommunication from both parties. A lot of it was miscommunication, and that miscommunication was never solved, and it was never rectified in any way, shape, or form. And now we're in a situation where we don't have an area, or I don't feel like we have an area to have a place where we can grow and have a spot to say, hey, this is our Tekken area. How about people from other states and other places come and play in our Tekken area? And that's really sad. That's really sad.
It is sad because now, like, the way it's going to be going for now, that anything that happens in Denver, like certain places that you can get invited to the game, is now going to be exclusive. As in, you got to be someone that's...
You got to be in the know. And
you got it's not in the know.
Okay.
You got to be people... You got to be a person that we can trust.
Exactly.
At this point.
Okay. I understand.
Here's the thing. I can invite people to game into my house, but if I invite you, it's because I trust you. If I don't trust you, you'll never come here and game with me, ever.
Exactly. Yeah. I understand that. You want to feel safe.
Well,
not just safe.
I think it's, well, the same, not to cut you off, Isaac, but it's like, we've dealt with it. Like, we made Tekken House, for example, a very open, and notice I don't do it anymore, right? But we made it a very open situation. We would let anyone come in, and we would have, like, if you're, like, seemingly decent, like, as far as, like, as a person, not even, like, your skill level or anything like that. It was just like, sure, if you can come play, right? And it's just like, there had just been so much bullshit that happened to the point where it's like, it's my dream. Like, that's what I want to do with my life, right? But it's just people and their egos or whatever it is. And, probably myself included, like, it gets in the way, right? And you just get this clash of, like, everybody, right? And it just becomes like this holy shit toxic environment. And it's like... I would love to one day talk to, like, other people that do the Tekken House kind of stuff, and just see if, like, is this just an isolated thing, or is this just, like, how humans work? Like, is this how they do it? And so, like, now it's just kind of like, I'm now at the point where I'm just gonna, like, find cool people, like, invite people over on a one-on-one basis, and just kind of, like, roll from there, right? Or, like, have an occasional Tekken party or something like that, right? Like the most fun I've had in a long time was that one that we did after the South Suburban Esports tournament, where, like, everyone was there. Yeah, like, even all the Springs cats were there too, and the whatever, right? It was just like like, everyone, like, just played Tekken. No one gave a shit. Chevello was there, the Jake Man and crew, and Pots and Pans, Saucy, EGP. Like, it was a really fun time, and that was like the juicy moments of that. But it's just that over the course of time, you just get this weird, like, human clashing shit going on, and it fucks everything up. So I don't know, maybe it's just how people work. Like, is Colorado just cursed? I don't know, because, like, it just sounds like when I talk to other people, like, from other states, it just sounds like it's just here. I don't know.
Yeah, that shit has not happened here in Seattle.
I don't get it. I don't understand.
Here. So.
Yeah.
Well, the reason why is because in other scenes, maybe this is just me, but people who are, like, I'll put it like it is, complete bitches, they're not allowed. They're not welcomed. They make it known they're not welcome.
Okay, so, but let me kind of counterpoint that with
Please do.
okay, because yes, people can be bitches, and I understand that, but I think the one thing that is different between Colorado and other scenes is that there's kind of a and I think there's kind of a hierarchy in terms of, okay, here's the TO. The TO is the man that you go to for everything. And I feel like with Colorado, we had a TO, where you were the main guy and you know what you were doing, and everybody else had a talking head, and nobody wanted to go to the top and actually have a civil conversation. And I think that's
because no one wants to have a civil conversation. They don't. The people that I reached out to about the bin situation,
yes,
they all gave me their opinions, and I've listened. I did listen.
yes,
Same time too, once again, I understood some say no, and they gave me a valid reason, and I respect the reason. I will not change that one bit.
Yeah,
I'm gonna keep it 100 on that.
okay,
Everyone had a valid reason.
Yeah,
everyone had a valid reason, and I get it. At the same time too, and I hate to be a little religious here, but I do have core Christian values, and I always believe on forgive and forget.
Yeah.
Let's see if they've proven that they have truly, repented for their sins, so to say.
Yeah.
Repented for their Tekken sins.
Exactly, facts.
Repented for their Tekken sins.
Okay,
I do that for anybody.
Okay, I understand. Okay.
I'll do that for anybody. Doesn't matter. Well, actually, I'll do that for anybody unless you're a person who caused, real issues at the tournament, which we had that one time in 2019 where a Street Fighter guy started a fight with a player. And
that was a rando though. That was like had no one.
Yeah, that was a rando.
That was not a fighting game player. Yeah, he was just a drunkard at the bar. It is a bar, yeah, mind you. Aki is a bar, so like there are totally unaffiliated people from the games that just kind of are there. Also, what's up, Cisco? Cisco's an OG too. He's been around since from the dawn of this shit too. I mean, Isaac could speak to that. But
Cisco came in a little later. Like he came in during I remember Cisco during Tekken 4. And that's how I met him, was in Aurora.
Yeah, exactly.
Guys like Afro, all that stuff. This was back in 2003, 2004, I think. I've known him for 10 years now.
Goddamn.
For 20 years. So,
thanks.
Hell
yeah.
But, going back to it, I give anybody a fair shot. The only people that are not welcome, not just into my scene, but in the arcade as well, are two different types of people. People who are either straight pedophiles or have strong beliefs in the age of consent.
Mm-hmm.
You're not welcome, and Brandon will tell you, Inaki, if you were to ever find out about that in anybody, if you were to find out about that, if anyone in the scene were to have that type of mentality, Brandon would kick you out of that arcade with the quickness. That's one of the people.
That's fair. That's very fair.
That is very fair.
Pretty standard.
The second one would be someone who causes an unnecessary scene in person that gets any type of hostility in person. Granted, there's nothing wrong with shit talk or whatnot. There's nothing wrong with that talking shit in the tournament, as long as it's healthy.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
When it becomes hostile, where it's like, I'm gonna get in your face and I'm gonna try to fight you, and you gotta go. You could go take that somewhere else. I don't want that shit.
Yeah, I remember when Daniel also got this is before I even knew about the shit that happened with Ben. The first ban that I knew about was when the Springs banned Daniel from coming to his tournaments, and I believe it was, in my opinion, I thought it was unreasonable, because they claimed that they only banned him not only because of the shit that he caused on Twitter, weeks prior to that, but because he wasn't vaccinated or whatever. But I've been to those Springs tournaments, they don't check that shit at all. So I think that's bullshit. I don't think.
Yeah, because they're right wingers. They're all right wingers. That's all they are.
What?
Yeah,
Wait,
in
no,
like,
no, you have the directions wrong.
Right wing or left wing or whatever.
Yeah.
I don't give a fuck.
Okay, I mean, I'm just saying. I don't like, I don't know. Do I have it wrong? Okay.
I don't know. I don't care.
Okay.
You know,
yeah, I thought that was pretty unreasonable.
I'm gonna say. I'll just say this along the lines.
Oh, you
If
mean
your
for?
action-
Never mind. I'll shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
I'll just put it like it is. If your words don't match your actions, you're full of shit.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
You know,
I
long
can
story
see, I can
short.
see that. I can
If
see
your
that.
words don't match your actions, you're full of shit.
Yeah.
And that is some words to live by.
That's basically what Tooney said.
Yep.
I'm
Yeah.
just saying it.
I've literally been to everything. The first time ever of like a tournament checking for my vaccination. It wasn't even at Evo. They didn't even check that shit at
Nope.
Evo. The
Yeah.
first
No.
time they checked that shit was at bonus round of the beginning of last year in January 2023. That was the
Wow.
first time I've ever been to a tournament where they checked my vaccination card. I've never been checked for a vaccination card otherwise.
Wow. That's crazy. So
I'm just gonna read this from chat. This is pretty good. The only left and right that should matter is which way to sidestep. Cisco said that.
That's
No, that-
right.
That's
That
beautiful.
is
That's
correct.
poetic as
beautiful.
fuck. Yeah.
yeah,
That is correct, Cisco.
that is
Love it.
very correct. And
Yeah.
I can't do either. So
I like
bam.
that shit. Yeah, that's tight.
That's good. That's
and,
awesome.
and in all honesty, like it really was kind of like that was sort of the thing. Like, you know, I don't know like how it happened. That's like really what fragmented our scene like for a long time, especially because like we lived with when Jim was living with us and stuff too, right? I mean,
Yeah.
Jim is like hardcore. Like I'm not gonna lie, you know, he's as far right as you could possibly be, right? And you know, there would be people that are as far left as can be as well in the scene, right? And then butt heads and Facebook. And it's crazy how like this happened and COVID happened and that fucking made a rift. It's crazy. It was all political. Whereas it was
And
just
you know
like,
what?
you know, everyone just wanted to fucking press buttons. It didn't make any goddamn sense to me. And it's just like, all right.
And
you
want
know.
to know what? Want to know what's gonna make it even worse now? It's 2024. What is happening in 2024? You guys don't know. I expect an answer. There's a presidential race.
Oh, I thought you meant in the
Yeah.
second FGC.
Yeah, she's
yeah.
right.
No, you're right. Yeah, sorry.
That's
Yeah.
that's gonna end. Like I'll just put it like it is, and I don't care what anybody says because I've seen it for about over 20 years. The Colorado Tekken community is very toxic. You can't change that.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
try to do my
Okay.
part to, you know, fix it, but it doesn't matter. The toxicity will always be there. The difference between the Denver scene and the Colorado Springs scene is that despite all our bullshit, we know how to put it away and play.
Yeah.
As long as nobody brings it to our venue, which no one has, not even Ben, you get a pass. But once again, if Ben would have done something in person where he was being hostile to a player,
Get him out of here.
get him out of here. Exactly.
Mhm.
But the thing is I'm sorry, were you about to say something?
No. I just go ahead.
Because that's what you're supposed to do. If someone's causing some actual hostility in person to the point where, hands are being thrown, you got to do it. So let's say if Ben would have thrown hands with someone, like he not only instigated but threw the first swing. Obviously, he's got to go.
Yeah, that's a GG's right there. Yeah.
That's a GG. Yeah.
It's-
That is GG's right there.
And it's like the thing is that like it really should just boil down to just the context of the tournament itself, right? Like if something happens at the tournament like that, easy, right? That's just like you don't do that shit, right? But when it's like, you like had sex with my mom's fucking boyfriend's daughter, and then like, you ruined my family, we need to ban these toxic people. It's like, dude, I don't give a shit, dude. Like, did you
don't
pay
care
your
about
registration
that.
fee?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
yeah.
like, are
Yeah,
you
did you
good?
pay your
Like,
reg?
did you get a setup that's functional? Like, that's all that really matters at the end of the day.
You guys can go take that shit outside.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Not
We're
be
here to
woke
play
again.
games. We're here to play
We're
games.
And that's the way it should be. Like, certain people who've been banned from the FGC from like actual major tournaments, I like the rules that they go by. because at least they have logical reason to ban.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
They have very logical reasons to ban. That's why those guys run the combo breakers, the CEOs, the Texas showdowns, all that stuff. Because they know how to make logical decisions
Right.
when it comes down to it.
Yeah, it runs it almost not like it's a business, but like you kind of have to look at it that way, right? Where like you not like yeah, like kind of actually, yeah, because like they're giving you some money. They're like, the service that you're paying for is please run a tournament for us, and yes, it's community run and all that shit or all that stuff. I think that's where it really boils down to is that these people, as in like the tournament goers. They hear this word community, and then the TOs hear this word community, and then it's like all of a sudden it's like, well, now we have to make like a Bhagavad Gita of FGC that has like exactly like what our core values are, and it's like if you're not like a Chinese Jew, like you're not allowed in this tournament, right? Or whatever the fuck it is, right? Don't worry about the example. But the point is that like
That was horrible.
that was horrible,
Yeah.
I know. But the point is that like they'll be like, here's some like thing that's like community based, and like this is what we all like follow, and you have to follow this sort of creed. And that's what makes it community. Whereas, like, if you look at it more as like a business style, right, where it's just like, here's you paid for the tournament, like you're going to get like your first of two until grand finals, whatever. Like you're ensured that you have like a good setup, and like no one's gonna fight you or anything physically. That's it. Like that's really all it boils down to. And anything outside of the scope of the tournament, that's like you don't have to hang out with the guy that just beat you or that you beat. It doesn't matter. Like you just play your tournament match and fuck off.
Well, and to that point, Oni, like to that point, it's like if you're trying to make like a creed or like a declaration, you're alienating other people that just want to come and play the game.
Yeah.
Like you're your own self-sabotaging your community because you want to have your own agenda on things. When who cares? It's a video game. That we're playing. We're not having, discussing about Fallujah.
Yeah, which ironically, like I'm pretty sure that this like that someone is like I'm just like, let me give you an example of something that would genuinely like put like that I wouldn't be surprised with, right? Someone is gonna like mention something about like Israel Palestine or something like that, and then like that will get translated into like, we don't want this type of dude that's on whatever side of that coin is like there. And then that would somehow become a TO's problem. And it'd be like, what the hell? Like,
it shouldn't be.
And
it shouldn't.
Yeah, it shouldn't. And it has a propensity to do so. I don't know. It's just like, for anyone that's in chat, like, do you guys experience this in like your scenes? In like, or, I'm amazed. Like I'm genuinely like, I couldn't believe it. I've never like, I've been in other communities and stuff like in general, but like it wasn't until I joined the fighting game scene that I was like, what the hell? No, we all say the N-word here. Tight. Okay, that's not what I was expecting, but all right.
Well, like the thing is too is that like, going back to with that whole like thing that Isaac said, like I was there, Jason was there for partial bit of it too. With Acro and Daniel, like, confronting each other about this stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm sure Acro didn't mean that, he was going to be, like, he's going to save Daniel from getting beat up from him, right? I'm sure he meant, like, from someone from his, like, from the spring scene. I'm like, well, if you're, or it's not a threat, right? But, like, it's not, like, if you think that someone is going, like, from your scene, right, is going to beat up Daniel, shouldn't that be a logical reason to ban that person that you think is going to beat up Daniel for the shit that he caused on Twitter?
On Twitter.
Yep.
Not
Twitter.
even.
Like that's unreasonable in itself, right? Because like, why are you gonna beat me up over a Twitter post?
Over a Twitter post, bro.
Like why can't we just sit down, run the fucking fade on the game, not with the fucking hands? Run the fucking hands inside the game and like, take the shit inside the game. Like, don't. Why do you have to make it so personal? You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
even if it is personal,
it's
I'll
ego.
even at that.
game.
Like, I'll even go further. Usually, people whenever they talk about, I don't. When they talk about that, it's gonna go like that. I laugh. For number one, I laugh at it because I've been in squabbles with myself in the past. That was not FGC related. It was just people I associated with back in the day.
Yeah.
That was normal. One of the things I know is when people talk about like throwing hands and all that stuff, whenever I hear that from people, I just laugh at them because I'm like, I've never seen you fucking whip cream before, so I'm sorry. You're not fighting nobody. And usually, in my real life stuff, before I get back to it, in my real life stuff, usually people who talk fighting is basically someone who runs them out like they're a fighter, but they can't fight for shit. If you're a dude in my circle that does that, and you get into a fight, I'm sitting back and I'm watching. Because I want to see if your actions match your word.
Yeah.
And if dude knocks you down, then okay, I'm gonna come in.
Yeah.
Because obviously, now I gotta protect you.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
People don't call
But
themselves
going
alpha males. Like they just kind of exude that sort of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know?
Exactly.
But going back to it, if someone is already talking about putting hands on a player, I'm sorry, you should be banned.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. No,
Yeah, of course.
that's just any
There's a
context.
difference. There's a difference between putting hands on someone just because they have an opinion and putting hands on someone because they personally fucked with your life.
Exactly.
Now, I'm gonna, look directly at the camera and tell anybody who's listening. What if someone said words to you that hurt your feelings? Are you gonna put your hands on them because they did that? If you do, you're a fool. Now, if they did something personally to you that really messed up your life, that's up to you. If you choose to go that route, I don't blame you. But the other one before them, no, it's dumb.
Yeah.
Based.
You gotta just.
I'm not
keep
condoning
your
violence.
emotions
I'm not
in check,
condoning
you know?
violence for one. I'm not condoning violence in any way for one. But
Yeah.
it usually happens when people mess with people's actual livelihood.
Mm-hmm.
When you
Yeah.
mess with somebody's livelihood, there are severe consequences.
Well,
I've
it's
seen
just
that.
normal social rules. Like, it's just like, you don't go to someone and just be like, fuck your mom or whatever it is, right? And like, someone's gonna kick your ass for that, right? But like, yeah, but the first context that you were talking about, just like, oh my god, this guy beat me up and his Hwarang was like plus 10 the entire time, whatever it is, right? Like, yeah, like you're a bitch, dude. If you can't like handle shit like that, like that's just like an emotional sort of you don't have that stuff figured out.
And I do believe sometimes some people will ban other players because they're better than them.
Mm-hmm. I would say so.
Mhm.
Oh,
I thought you were going to say something.
No,
Oh,
I'm
no.
reading chat. Sorry. Go ahead.
Oh,
Yeah,
no.
you guys go ahead.
I've seen it happen in other communities. Weak people where they're like, "There's a no cheese rule. If you play cheesy, you gotta go." I've seen this before.
yeah.
Wow.
I've seen this before. I've seen stuff like that, and it's like, okay, cool. I know how to play non-cheesy, and I'll still take your money. I'm just gonna do stupid things. Like I'm gonna play like a dummy. And as long as I'm not cheesing for the rules, I'm taking your money. But things like that has happened. No joke. It has happened here in Colorado. before.
Wait,
Oh, wow.
Certain-
just call it out. What the fuck was it? now I'm curious.
was-
Yeah, just call.
It was an anime convention.
What?
Forget
Oh
the name
my
of it.
god.
Oh.
Yeah. Okay, that doesn't
Anime
surprise me,
is
honestly.
gross.
Yeah, dude. I
Yeah.
remember when I went to a Naruto tournament at one of those things, and they had the same kind of NDK. It was fucking NDK, huh? Wow.
Yeah, no,
I think it was
no.
MDK.
Holy
No
shit.
cheese.
Wow.
Yo, bro. Oh, oddly enough, speaking about it, I have a very interesting story, but it's not FGC related. It's a completely different story. But keep going.
No, that's really funny.
But yeah.
Holy shit.
NDK. Yeah, it was NDK, and I'm not gonna lie. I won the Tekken 5 tournament.
Yo, let's go.
Yeah.
Yo.
Damn, yeah. See, Cisco's
Oh,
won a
no,
couple.
the only reason why I joined it because I heard they give a cheap trophy with an old school arcade stick painted gold. I'm like,
Yo, you
I just
want that.
wanted the novelty value.
Damn right
I
you
was like,
wanted that. Damn right you did.
Well, it's fun, honestly,
I was
but I can't like the cheese thing. Like no cheese. Like,
That's
dude,
insane.
if I hell
Cheese.
sweep you 12 times, you know that's your fault.
Exactly.
You know, that's like actually your fault. Like, what am I supposed to do?
That is true.
Yeah.
Block one of them? Like,
Yeah.
I mean,
I
Look.
still remember that tournament because I showed up and Cisco was there. He's like, "Damn you, Isaac! Why did you show up?"
I'm not taking all
He
the
knew
money.
right then and there he was not winning that day.
Yeah.
But I ain't gonna lie though, the guy I played in grand finals was not too bad. He was a pretty decent Raven player.
In
Nice.
in 2D games, you had to let your opponent out of the corner.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes. You
That was
did.
the
Holy
rule.
shit. That's like
oh.
Yep.
Yes.
wow.
Mhm.
That's fucking stupid. Wow.
I
Yeah.
think we sick.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh.
That was the rule. That was the rule.
No,
That was the rule.
fucking no. Go play another game. Go play a fucking.
And here's the
Go
horrible.
play a
Here's
shooter.
the horrible part. Here's the horrible part when I played in that Tekken 5.0, may I add. I was using Steve. That was my main character in the game. I knew how to do the Steve Infinite. I was
Oh,
like,
no.
okay, I am not gonna do this. I know what I can do. I can do back one, back two. Because there was a way you do back one, Steve's back one, that hook. So in Tekken 5.0, if you have to do you have to do it this way. Let me go get my pad real quick to show you.
Oh Lord.
I can explain it.
Yeah,
Yo, we're learning stuff. Let's go. We're learning
Cheap
stuff.
tech. T5
Yeah.
2.0.
Yo, T5.
This took a big turn. I wasn't expecting
Yeah.
this. Yes.
Yo, we're turning and burning, folks. We're turning and burning.
All right. All right.
I like it.
So I still have my old ass pad because I'm old like that. So basically, there's two. When you do back 1-2, you cannot just back one and then hold 2. You have to tap 2 while in flicker. If you hold while you do back 1, while holding back in order to get that kind of rocket punch type attack with Steve, if you hold 2, that combo will not be it won't be a natural combo. But if you do back 1 and then tap 2, it'll be a natural combo all day and you get the knockdown.
Damn.
Wow.
So I was
did not know
I was
that.
doing little things like that so that my opponent did not know. Little things like that.
Yo, this guy over here, scummy. Saying it.
Yeah, I was being very
Get him out.
scummy. But
Get him out of here.
Just enough
Get him out of
scum.
here.
Yeah.
Just enough scum to win a trophy, win a ball tap trophy. Let's go.
Oh,
Yo,
dude, yeah.
Yo, we take those.
That's I guess well, that's kind of like the difference between the casual sort of scene and the competitive scene. Because I've seen that kind of thing. I didn't really get into a tournament. Like, the only Tekken tournament I went to at an anime con, and I'm pretty sure it was NDK, it was when I sucked. I was in month 5 or something like that. And so there was no hope for me to do that. There was this one dude. I remember, God, I think it was Tyrell found him again. He was a guy that was, I think, based in Colorado Springs. And damn, just frame James looking kind of chunky, huh?
Damn. What the fuck?
Jesus Christ. Anyway, what's up, Panda? I meant saying at Anime Wasabi, yeah. So wait, did you hear this shit, Saul? That they have these crazy ass rules about this anyway, but the point is that there is the people that make those type of rules basically aren't competitive people. They don't even play the game. Probably it's probably some guy that runs the whole con and boils it down. It's hey, we need it to be a fun environment, right? Yeah, that's crazy.
Screw fun. It's not about having fun. What are you talking about?
yeah,
It's about domination.
that's right.
Kids
If
shouldn't
you're
have
losing
fun.
because of a skill issue, clearly it's a skill issue. Go back home, get your ass in the fucking lab, and learn how to play the fucking game.
Yo, Toonie
Let
with the
you out
big
of the
facts.
fucking corner, my ass, dude. I'm not gonna let you out the fucking corner.
Nope.
You don't know how to defend yourself? I'm gonna fucking kill you in the corner.
You getting thrown for days. You are getting thrown. Jesus.
That's some baby shit.
What? And also stuff where people you can't throw. You
Can't throw.
Yeah, you can't throw.
Yeah.
Yeah, like you're not allowed to throw. Like, but there's other reasons why you wouldn't do the stuff to do because you might get stabbed. But that's a whole different story.
Yeah, but that's the thing though, is like people are say, in the end of the day, if people are trying to do any hostile ass shit, going back to it, anybody's doing some hostile ass shit, they gotta go, or even talk about that, you gotta go.
Yeah.
Mhm.
If no one hasn't done anything like that, they deserve a chance. But what it is that nowadays, you know, people want to feel empowered to, to do things that they could never do in their real life. So they try to do their best to suck it out of somebody else. Because of
That's
Yeah.
very cool. That's very
because I personally think sometimes people look at others and they think of them as the person who threw them in the trash can in school, the dude who used to slap, who was sitting behind them in their desk, slapping them in the back of the head. That's how they look at certain people, and it's like, dude, you cannot change what has happened. Then it is what it is.
Hmm.
One, it's not my fault you did not have a backbone to stand up for yourself at that time.
Yeah.
Exactly.
When I run my shit on my tournament, I make sure to stand up for anybody, all around the board.
Yep.
Because that's what good people do.
Yeah. No, I mean, no one wants that fucked up shit. That's kind of whack.
Yeah.
It's weird. It's weird. Like it's antisocial, literally.
Yes.
That's like the definition of that kind of behavior, right? Yeah, let's see. It says Kunomitsu. Like, yeah, it's like, yeah, like, Saul brings up the whole, in Korea, it was bad manners to do generic lows or hell sweep. And electric. I think it was like if you launch punished an electric by ducking and launching it, that was like considered rude and you would get the shit kicked out of you. Like, there was like a lot of like really weird like isms that they had in these arcades and stuff.
Interesting.
And other venues.
Do you think at that time it was more or less
His
like
Geodad.
the person that, like, some people weren't able to do what everybody else was doing, and so they wanted to, quote unquote, even playing field? Or do you think it was just people being bitches and they just didn't want to get hit by stuff?
I'm gonna say people being bitches.
It sounds pretty bitch made to me too. I mean, I don't think it's that deep, but yeah.
It ain't that deep word.
Yeah.
I like it.
There's no need to go deep. That's cut straight to the point.
Like if that's considered cheap, then using Kunimitsu or fucking like Zafina in a fucking tournament is like illegal. Like
Yeah, basically.
Yeah,
Top
exactly.
tiers are banned.
come on, dude, that's fucking bitch made. Like I don't fucking like even I don't enjoy watching those fucking characters like go to work, but like I'm not gonna say ban them.
Or here's an example. Here's another example. They actually do these tournaments on purpose because for this particular game, like the top tiers are very obvious. Marvel vs. Capcom 2, they sometimes do tournaments where certain top tier characters are not allowed. And
Yeah.
believe it or not, that actually makes sense because, if anyone uses Team MSP, you're going to dominate. You know how to use
Exactly.
them. But, there's certain tournaments where they don't allow them because the roster's so big. Because it's basically, MSP, you're pretty much, and if you know how to play Marvel well, you're going to dominate.
Yeah.
MSP basically, Magneto, Sentinel, Silent.
Mhm.
Those are real good characters. But
Yes.
yeah.
Well,
Anyway,
okay. So where does this path lead now for Mr. Mendoza over here?
well, where does the path lead for Mr. Mendoza?
Yeah,
Where
because
do I
now
go?
we've established like your reasons for kind of relinquishing your duties and stuff.
Mendoza!
Oh God, that's really fucking loud. Damn. All right, I'm gonna turn that down a little bit. Okay, so all right. Yeah.
Come on, we want more exclamation point Mendoza's. Make
Yep.
it go nuts. Make it go nuts.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness gracious.
Anyways, where does it go from here? So my main focus now I'm gonna focus on building players in the state for now. So if people want to, like, here's the thing: if people want to get good, I'll help them there. I'll help them in that. It's not like I do not have a wealth of knowledge. You know, I've helped people like Oni get good at the game as well. I've done my part, even though I was a dick to him, big time. But the thing is that he learned from me. There's times where like Oni would just disconnect, and be like, "I don't want to play you. You're being too much of a dick."
Yeah,
And that's okay.
I was,
and that's okay.
Before.
But you know, the reason why I'm usually tough on people. What are you gonna do? Because here's my mindset. What are you gonna do if, I don't know, if final round were to come back and you guys go to Atlanta? What are you gonna do when all the Atlanta people are getting on your ass, just riding you? You're playing music in the background, talking shit. What are you gonna do?
Yeah,
You know,
well, we experienced that. Yeah, it was. You had to face that like head on, and you really have to. Like, we got like, dude, we have been in situations where it was like, holy fuck, it would be like just like me, Anthony, and Daniel, and just like we're getting like. Yeah, you were there too. Yeah, you were there too. It would just be like, what are we doing here?
You told me about it.
Oh yeah.
So basically, it's this. What do you first? I say, I brought up the Atlanta part, but here's the important part, and this is to the Colorado Springs guys too. The minute you go to California, let's say you go to a strong style, and they find out you're from Colorado, you're gonna inherit all our beats. They're not gonna be friends with you at all, no matter how much you try to be friendly. They're not gonna be friends with you. They're not gonna befriend you. No, nothing. What are you gonna do then? What are you gonna do then? Because you're going to inherit our beefs that we started. Why? Because we went out there and we almost pushed the shit in. They did not like that because they all said that if Colorado were to show up to California, they'll all go 0-2. And mind you, at the time, I didn't travel as much during tournaments.
Yeah.
And when I did, like whenever I got called to go, it's because it was a thing of, we need to send Colorado's heavy hitters out there. So So what you do? You bring one of their big guns. Hey, like back in the day, we would all row deep together, and we're kind of getting. I'm just explaining. You know, I think I've explained this story before.
Yeah.
We've all rolled back in the days. Jackie Tran, I think, told Tony Bachman this, and I know he told Knox this because Knox repeated it as well. Jackie Tran, shouts out to you, Anthony. Good peoples. He told one of them this. He goes, one of the things I always loved about the Colorado crew is that 8 players would show up, and all 8 of them are that damn good. All 8 of them would at least be within top 3 all the way down to top 16.
Yeah.
That's when you knew you had a tough scene.
Yeah, no, it was like back in the day, especially if I remember, like, you know, in the DR days and in the Tag 1 and DR days and stuff, like Colorado was like pretty fucked up, like pretty insane, you know, like it was like a legacy that had to be held. And I remember when me and Daniel went to New Mexico and when I failed hard and we didn't win, like I know Isaac got pissed. Like, so we're just like,
okay. I'm still pissed about it.
I know you are.
Like, you had to bring that up. But you weren't the only guys that failed. Springs failed too.
Yeah, well, we all failed at some point. Yeah.
All the newer generation Colorado guys failed because here's the thing. Now I'm gonna bring it up. I ain't afraid to say this. Back in the day, anytime Colorado went to New Mexico for Tekken, we always won. Mainly either sang or smiles. They almost had it with Heartless. Heartless was really good. And then I showed up and checked them twice.
Yeah, twice. Hold that check.
But here's the thing though. Colorado never loses to New Mexico. So when I heard that happen, I was so mad. And then when the Springs crew went out there, I was like, I hope they can pull this off. You know, I hope they can pull it off. Nope. Failed too. Like, it's to the point now. It is to the point that I'm gonna, like, I feel that the next New Mexico tournament that happens, I have to go down there and restore order.
Oh my lord.
Oh.
But
Oh my
here's
lord.
the problem. Here's the problem. Number one, I'm old.
Damn.
Number,
Okay.
Number two, they actually have a pretty strong player in Ebok, capable of serial. Why? Why am I saying that? You know, they have a really strong player in him. The dude's originally from NorCal, so he's played with the groups of Bronze and all them stuff. He knows his stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's one of those things where it's like, you know, I know the dude's good. I've played him online a couple times. I've never played him offline, but I played him online, and he's very solid.
Yeah, he's
So
really
it's one
good.
of those.
Yeah.
It's one of those things where it's like, I'm kind of curious how I do match up with him offline, but I wouldn't sleep on him.
Yeah.
At all. But isn't PDX also in New Mexico now?
I think so. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
But
Yes,
as far as I know, I don't think he goes to locals.
That's another
No.
threat.
Yeah, that's
They have those two.
yeah, he doesn't go to locals, and I can always see like Chevello trying to be like, yo,
Yeah.
you know, if you wanna you wanna help
If you
your
wanna
little,
help,
you know,
yeah.
like you like hint at it in like a Twitter comment, and we're like,
Still.
you know, if you're looking to practice, you know, some T8 online, right? You know?
Here's the
It's
thing.
just-
I completely understand it, because here's the thing. I do get it, because it's like, dude, you're around a scene that's playing. You should go out there and help. You know, get
You
off your
should.
high horse. Get off
And-
your high horse and support your scene. Build them, because if you can build your scene right then and there, and you basically build soldiers. If you can build soldiers to be good, then you can go out there and wreak havoc.
Exactly.
You can go
And
out there and wreak havoc, but
Oh no, go ahead. Go ahead. You're good.
you can go out there and wreak havoc. But, you know, to each their own. You know, people do what they'll do. You know, I'll give Ebok more respect, because Ebok is an old school player too. So, of course, he's going to support.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, he's going to help build strong players, because that's what old school players do. You know,
yeah,
I'm not, on my part, I never withhold knowledge on anyone. The key thing is, if I tell you it's because you're not asking. If you ask, I give you the world.
yeah.
I'll break it completely down.
No, I know, and like in like VDX's cases, he does make a lot of content, and he's a content creator or whatever, so it's going all that. But it's like there's a lot of people that don't go to their locals. Rip doesn't go to his locals. Like you go to like I can't speak. I remember I talked to some of the Cali guys when they came here, but like all the like. There's a certain point at which, yeah, I muted it, by the way, if you guys are wondering why these sound effects aren't coming, okay? You know, like, there is a level of, like, damn, you know, and I kind of get it, right? Like, I really do understand why you wouldn't go, right? Because it's like, this is a big-ass time investment, right? This is, like, my time, and I'm, like, you know, choosing to spend it with, you know, maybe a few people I know, but, like, there's going to be a lot of people you don't know, and it's kind of like, you know, it can be a fruitless night at times, right? Like depending on if it's just like not that tight or, you know, whatever the case.
Yeah.
So like I understand, but it's kind of like you got to go out there and do it, you know. It's just sort of you know, you got to do what you got to put in the time to make sure it flourishes, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And it's
like
one of the things I
oh.
can. I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
And it's one of the things for me is that, like, you said Rip, right? Like the law player.
Yeah.
Was that-
I think
Like,
that
I
he
could
was
understand
one
his
in-
part.
Like in Eris, I think he doesn't go to his locals. I mean, his like I know like there's like more of a logistical issue there. I think people would just like flood
He's
the
a streamer.
gates.
He
yeah,
became a
he's
streamer.
a big
It is
streamer.
what it
Yeah,
is.
he doesn't care anymore, which is fine. This is cool.
Yeah.
I don't think
He's-
there's anything
well,
wrong
here's the
with
thing.
that.
Here's the thing. He's done his time. He's
Yeah.
done his part in the scene.
Yeah,
And you know what? Leave it at that, because
Mhm.
he's already put his time into it. Did the best that
Yeah.
he can for his own scene, and that was it.
this
But that's
the
why
reason
I
they're
understand why-
famous. This like SoCal in general. Like he
Yeah.
put them on the map. Like these guys Rip and to be fair, Rip and all these guys the same thing. They all did their time, right? But for more of the newer players, I guess it's more like, you know.
And the newer players now, they just, I get it. They want to stick to the internet, You don't want to
Yeah.
compete as much. But at the same time, too, I always feel you got to build your scene. Because if you could build your scene up, especially, I don't know, maybe it's just me, but if you could build your scene up, doesn't matter where it is, whether it's here in Denver, down in Colorado Springs, Pueblo, Grand Junction, Fort Collins, whatever, build your scene up. Don't get me wrong. Yes, you can play your top players online, but you also got to, I always feel you got to build the future. And that's one of the things for me that I always felt, going into my thing now is I plan to be we'll see if I plan to be, a competitive player in Colorado. We'll see. When it comes down to building players and all that stuff, I can do that. That's not a problem. I've helped people so much get good in this game, one way or another. Yes, my critiquing can be harsh. Yes, sometimes I can be a dick at times. But I do it with good reason because I want you to be the best. Because I cannot continue to put Colorado on the map. It's past my time now. I want the newer generation to go out there and hold it down for us. Then some of the newer generation that met some of the people within my generation when they tell them stories about what has happened back in the day.
To be fair, Jim was much worse. Yeah. He would just sit there and he would say whatever he wanted. But Danny, do you have access to the chat, Isaac? Can you see this stuff or no?
I am looking at it now.
Oh, okay, cool. Daniel's got something he's asking.
Is that your final word, Isaac? That it was all about the money, all about I really want to know this point. What do you mean by that? About running tournaments? No, it was never about the money. It was about building people. Making Tekken, building the Colorado Tekken scene. If you're talking about me as a player back in the day, it was a hobby that I just got paid for. And extra cash never hurts. I'm a hustler. What can I say? But when it comes down to tournaments, running events, it was never about the money. Any money that I made ended up going back to the scene with pot bonuses. Because I wanted to reward you guys for the work.
Damn. All right. You don't get paid.
So you didn't get paid?
Walk away.
No, I was not going to get paid. No. What?
Like.
No. No, it wasn't about that. I walked away because it was way too toxic. Too much bullshit, politic drama. That's why I walked away. I never needed the money, and any of the money that would have been made would have went back to the scene for future events. Because I'm not DFG. I don't try to leech off other people. I have tons of way to make money. FGC is not one of them.
I think we're well, I'm not gonna speak for you, but were you... Oh. Okay.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Well, there you go. It is what it is.
Crazy.
Yeah.
It
comes down to running events, I never made money. Even the local events that I would do, I would give everything to Brendan and the bar. Always. Always made sure that the bar got paid. That Brandon got paid. It was my way of saying thank you for letting us do this. Here you go. I never like to make money off anybody.
What about that event that just well, I guess you may have came in pretty later than when he was explaining that. Basically, that was kind of his, well, I'm not going to re-explain it, but Isaac pretty much, that was his breaking point for TOing, I guess. He kind of quit right before that land. That's Isaac's tournament, or was Isaac's tournament, and, well, I'll let him speak for it himself, I guess.
It was my tournament. There was a conflict of interest. Somebody was about to, was bullied into a situation, which sucks. I ended up walking away from it to save, or so that he could save face, so he can look like a hero.
Interesting. Interesting.
Yeah, like Isaac's been here for like 25 years or so, right? Something like that.
Everything
That's
that I've
just-
done for the Colorado scene was free. It was free. Everything I do was for free. I gave up my time, and time is one of the most valuable commodities out there.
Very
Time
true.
is something you never get back. I did it because I love the scene.
And you know,
Yeah.
it's sad because I feel like all of this could have been worked out with conversation. In my opinion, I think. But that's just
Yeah, conversation couldn't happen, but it is what it is. I don't care about it anymore.
Yeah.
I'm just focusing on making stronger players. To anyone who wants to run Tekken in the future going forward, I could just say this: it's not worth the headache. You're dealing with a toxic scene here, a very toxic scene all the way across the board.
Mailbox said, in what way?
What does
I
it mean?
guess,
In
are
what
you
way?
asking in what way was the person bullied into that position? I guess, or what you said.
Wait, what Mailbox said? Here, let me scroll up.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Um,
I'm trying to
Uh,
understand it.
Oh no, he's asking stuff. So my guy was said, did the Colorado scene just implode? And then he said, in what way?
oh, Isaac stepped down.
Yeah.
Yeah. Isaac stepped down, and that like right before that 100-man tournament.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
like gave the tournament to Peter or Enfang, I should say, and then kind of like it was whatever it was after that case.
And it was successful, and I'm super
Yeah.
proud for them.
Yeah, I'm glad,
glad-
they,
I'm
yeah,
glad
they
it was-
ran it.
Yeah.
I'm super happy. I'm super happy it was successful. I was super happy. I did my job to make sure that, the money that was donated to me to put into that event, I made sure that it was handed over properly. Because, when you have good integrity, you make sure that shit gets done.
mhm.
Make
That
sure
is
you
very
stick to your word. Because that's one of the things about me. No matter, other people will probably say, you know what? I'm not a part of this event. I'm taking what I put down. I'm
Yeah.
not going to do that because I'm going to make sure that what I promised remains till the end of the day.
Yeah.
Despite any issues or whatnot, I'm going to make sure that, people get hooked up.
Yeah.
In the end of all this, though, I still plan on, playing the game. No one's going to break that hobby for me.
Yeah.
I'm going to focus on, continuing to build players. People want to get good. People want to travel. They want to, get ready for whatever. I'm going to help them. I'll take my time on it.
Yeah.
I've met a lot of great people, during the Tekken 7 times. There's many people that I've saw, going to the scene, seeing everything that they've done and their support. And I thank you guys for that. I thank people like Oni Bakuman, who was there pretty much kind of day one. I met him after, I think that I met you after, it was on the top of my head too. I just can't remember.
It was like a random day. It was like you, Mustang, Alicia, and someone else were just kind of standing
and
in
you
a
showed up-
circle.
and you showed up with your console and what's it called, and monitor.
Yeah.
Saying, "Are we-"
Yeah.
And you kept doing it a couple more times. I'm like, yeah, this guy's gonna be coming. I like that. He's definitely coming. All right.
Oh,
Hella
I'm
stuff,
sorry,
though.
I-
I'm not gonna lie though. Hella stuff, but just
I
curious.
had to go there. I had to go there. I'm sorry. I had to go there.
Yeah.
So wait,
Spicy.
Just curious though about the thing that Tetrogen said, because I was in a situation before. You never got paid as a TO, right? Or to be a TO.
Never.
Never, yeah.
Never.
And you were saying that you said something like this happened in Texas recently. Like, so the reason that that somehow makes me feel better is that it's not an isolated thing, right? This is just like a human nature thing, I guess. Then, Scene died as well. Whoa.
Yeah,
What the fuck?
Hey, my
thing
guy,
is,
what? What? Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry to cut you off. Go ahead.
No. Go ahead. I'm
I
chilling.
mean, I wanted to ask my guy, what was it? Like upstate Texas, or was it Houston, or was it San Antonio? What scene? Where was it? If you don't mind me asking.
yeah, I'm kind of curious.
Damn,
as
let's
well.
put him on the spot.
I am. I
Yeah.
got
Put
it.
Yeah.
my guy on the
Because
spot.
Yeah.
This is what he's wanted.
oh, Lord, it's by the border. Okay. Oh, okay.
Didn't the
Okay.
Cali-
RGV. I used to live in the Rio Grande Valley. Lived in
Okay.
Mason, Texas at the time.
Didn't the Cali dude say the same? I know that there's not as much gatherings. I think that was kind of what they were saying. Because Wednesday
Yeah,
Night
kind
Fights
of.
sort of died, and
Mhm.
COVID killed
COVID,
it.
yeah, COVID kind of fucked things up.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's very odd too that a scene like California's like, not exactly like died, right? But like there's just not
Oh,
as
okay.
many gatherings
hmm
because there's so many strong players there. Like
Yeah.
there's
Well,
hella
one of the
strong
things that
players
killed it,
there.
one of the things I think killed it was that Alex Valle just focused on life at that point,
Very true.
Huh?
Yep.
and
yeah.
he was
It always
one of the guys
requires
that.
someone that dedicated, basically.
And one of the things I got to give what's the name a lot of credit. Shout out to Keon
Yep.
because he came originally from there. One of Alex Valle's guys. And I remember one time he told me, he goes, "Man, the stuff that happened out there and the stuff that happens here is way different." Like he told me about that. How out there this is how they handle their other stuff. Tekken guys worried about Tekken stuff. Street Fighter guys worried about their scenes. A bunch of other people worried about whatever. No one else had to from another scene got involved with people within other scenes' businesses.
Yeah.
Which I thought that was very interesting, but that's good
Which-
though. In a way, that's good.
Which kind of honestly how it should be in retrospect. Everybody should be able to be cohesively work together in a cohesive unit, but also what happens in a scene should stay in a scene and should never leak out into other different type of scenes, because then after that it just becomes a big old mess, and then you lose the FGC scenes in general for everything. It sucks.
Wait, what? Like leaking out
Okay.
what? Sorry.
No, meaning so meaning in terms of like, okay, so if you have three cohesive units like Street Fighter, Tekken, Guilty Gear, let's say something is going on in the Tekken scene, in the Tekken verse, and then some Tekken guys go over to Street Fighter and start to mess with Street Fighter guys, and then it just makes
Or like
the
the
big-
bad shit, like the bad
Yes.
juju. Okay, all
Yeah,
right,
exactly,
yeah,
the
I
bad
wasn't
juju.
sure what you meant,
Yes,
yeah.
that's what I meant.
Oh, okay.
The bad juju just makes everything worse, and then after a while, all the juices get messed up, and then nobody wants to do anything, and then we just stay home and play online.
Yeah, and
And that's just
I do remember Vasile telling me like something about the Washington scene or like
Yes.
Seattle Tekken
Mhm.
scene with
yes.
regarding James, because I guess when James started doing his Just Frame Kumites, Seattle Tekken kind of took that as he kind of wants to like start his own like thing, like he wants to like maybe try to overrule us, but James had to like kind of confront them and tell them like, hey, like this is a communication here, like this is a misunderstanding. Like I just want to like help people get better, because that was like the whole reason why James even brought up JFD, which is like what I'm in, Just Frame Dojo.
Yep.
He just wants to help people get better at the game. That's all he
Exactly.
wants.
Yeah.
That's all he's ever
And that's
wanted.
And that's the thing, when someone's out there, anybody who can help a scene, get better, if they're offering the resources, by all means take advantage of it. The good thing is that he, they sat down and they had a conversation, Seattle Tekken and him, because and the first mindset is, who's this guy coming in? Who's this Californian coming into my scene and doing this? But the fact that both parties realized they need to have a conversation about it. Things were resolved.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Like even
You know.
even Tekken House was seen as like we used to run the like really fat gatherings. Frankly, we'd have like little locals, and we had all the consoles, and like we had like a pretty good situation there. And people were giving us shit. They were like, "So is this like meant to like take Aki's place? Like you guys stopped going to Aki, and now you guys going there?" And the people were giving us shit for that. So it's like. It's like, no, motherfucker. Like, what I do in my house is what I do in my house, man. I don't give a fuck.
Exactly.
Yeah,
no,
this is not an attack on anyone. This is just like, I want to play video games, next to a bong, That's really what it was. And like, where I can just be myself, I want to be able to take a shit in my own toilet, Yeah.
Well, exactly.
Yeah.
And not have to wait for 15 minutes while 3 other people are trying to go.
Yeah.
Hey, yo.
And then have someone trip on acid in the bathroom and shit all over the walls and stuff. Literally happened. Not at our house. In Aki, I mean.
No way.
In Aki, yeah, it actually happened.
I saw a couple
Yeah.
having sex in their bathroom too one time, and I didn't want to use it anymore.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, see?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, they were kicked out, don't worry. All of the offenders were kicked out.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well, on
Yeah.
that note,
On that note, you want to end it on that note? That's what
No.
you chose? You're like, wow, all right, the shit on the
Damn.
walls. Sex in the
No.
bathroom.
On the wall.
no, we're not going to end on that note. But honestly, though, kind of just learning about this whole situation has been very eye-opening, probably to a lot of people in terms of just how everything goes with being a TO and being a part of a community and part of a scene, and then having a situation like this go down how it's going down, and it's very sad for me.
Yeah.
It is what it is.
Yeah, it's for all of us, man, but
Yeah, it's very sad. But
It is for what it is. That's why I just leave it alone. It takes a lot of energy to be angry at something.
Yeah.
I'm already, I'm going to be turning 43 soon. I have other stuff to worry about, and being mad about what other people think of how I've done my stuff. When I'm trying to be fair, I believe that everyone should have a fair shot, with the exception of the two things that I've mentioned, where you just obviously won't never get a fair shot. I don't. Do I hate the people for what they've done? No, I don't. It takes a lot of energy.
Yeah.
And when it comes down to it, you did not mess with me personally. On a personal note, you did not take my other sources of income, which matter the most, than what I do for free. Notice what I do for free. And on top of that, my love for the hobby of being a player was kind of being tarnished by drama, and I'd rather just play the game and have fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like I'm like, it's sad. It is sad hearing this, but it is what it is. But I've always wanted like Colorado Tekken to grow into like a super strong scene that like people can see
Exactly.
and like appreciate, like when I go to when I go to like locals or like where regardless if it's like majors or like out of stage. The fuck am I guy?
yo.
Regardless if it's majors or like out of state regionals or something, I want to be like, hey, like yeah, I'm from Colorado, and I want people to be like, hey, that they're a strong scene. You know what I mean? Like
Feels good. It makes you feel good.
it makes you it makes you feel good, but yeah, it's just it's disappointing, but it is what it is. Shit happens.
It is what it is. Shit happens. I'm still gonna be playing the game, whether I show up to other people's events or not. Remains to be seen. Hell, maybe I'll just go 6 hours south of New Mexico and just go play out there instead.
Damn, 6-hour trip. Damn, let's go.
I still want to. I still got a few times I go to go visit Chevello and Java and all them.
Yep.
Like
Exactly.
I still want to.
I want.
Busy.
I've been meaning to go out there and visit not just only those guys, but one of their old school players just recently started joining events again, and he's almost pushing 50. And I saw him on stream. I was watching both the Aki stream and the New Mexico stream, and I saw him playing, and I was like, damn, he's still playing. I need, I tell to because Chavelo was on commentary. I was like, dude, tell that dude I said hi, and I'll see him soon. I've met, like, I talk shit about the New Mexico guys because I've known them for many years, but when you've seen people from, like, when you see people from your time still come out, show support and all that, dude, like, touches my soul.
Yeah, it's tight.
It touches my soul because it's like, good, he's still doing it, and he took fourth. He got fourth place at the event, and it was awesome.
Old man actually stomping grounds. That's crazy.
Yeah.
It was an old manning people with Victor, and I was like, I respect that. I respect that.
Hell
There was there's that one really old VF guy that's like he's like a grandpa or something, I've heard, right? And he just came and like fucked everyone up, him and his wife. God,
Oh wow, with his wife too?
Oh, I know exactly who you're talking about.
Yeah, I've
That's
only heard
awesome.
about it, but like that was really
It
cool
happened
to
in
hear
the East
too.
Coast. It was in the East Coast.
Yeah,
You're talking about Homestay Akira.
probably. Yeah, I don't know to be
No.
honest.
Legend.
Yo,
That's
my man
Legend.
running fade on kids. That's rough.
Both him and his wife are badasses at the game.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they're
running
insane,
kids.
and there's like this super old sweet couple, and like if you were to look at them, they're so unassumingly like you would never think, right? Like that they're like these
They'll
legends of
whoop your
VF.
ass. in
Yeah,
VF.
they'll just fuck you up. Yeah, they'll bust it
They'll
out.
fuck
just-
you up in VF.
Okay, I'll fuck you up, and then they'll make you some cookies or give you a Werther's original.
Yeah.
And Homestay Akira, he has a lot of accolades too because he's won Japanese tournaments as well, so he knows his stuff.
Yeah.
When him and his wife came here to America, I was like, I just sat there and I just watched the stream. I was like, this is going to be a treat because I'm curious to see how, if any of the American players can hold up. The only one that held up pretty well was from a player from Florida named Gentleman Thief, GT. He's the only guy that can keep up with Japanese players. Very, very solid.
Damn.
Saying is about to be like that in Tekken. He's gonna come to tournaments with his wife and kids.
It's funny you mentioned that. Sang messaged me just recently because after the tournament, he's like, I'm going to pick up Dragunov and Jun.
Oh boy.
Oh lord.
Wow, that
Oh,
sucks.
boy.
That's gonna be fucked up. Drac was
That's
already
crazy.
fucked up.
And he was, and the first thing I thought to myself was good. I said good because we don't have a good Dragunov or a good Jun in Colorado yet.
You hear that, Saul?
So
You hear that, Saul?
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what he
Damn,
said.
Saul,
Yeah.
you suck.
Damn, Saul, you're the worst
Fuck
player.
you.
Jeez. Trash. Big trash.
Damn, Saul.
sorry,
He said,
Saul.
oh hell yeah.
Sorry, Saul. But actually, no. Saul will like to see Sang play him because
No,
Saul's
he
going to be
is,
like,
yeah.
let me see what I could steal from Sang.
Yeah, he said, "Oh hell yeah, dude." I guess you guys probably can't see the YouTube chat, but yeah, he's very happy.
I saw.
Yeah.
So that's going to be interesting because this is one thing I know about Sang. This is how he's going to do it. He's going to get them he's going to get those characters up to speed where it's to his own liking. And he's going to reach out to me and say, let's run, let's game for a bit. He's going to bring them out with the intention of, okay, I've already got these guys at a high rank, but I need to play Isaac because I want to know what Isaac sees. What can he see? And if Isaac can shut it down, then I need to clean up here and there.
Yeah.
'Cause usually I'm always the good training partner for situations like that. Like he's trying to bring out a new character, he needs to know where he needs to tighten up on. So I don't know what it is. I'm always, the crash test dummy. It's kind of sad. Not just for saying. I know Smiles did the same thing to me one time. Where he picked up a character. Smiles is one of the other OGs. Where he picked up another character and he called me over to his place to get games. I was like, all right, cool, we'll get some games. Brings out this character. And I remember one time I told Smiles, damn man, like you and Sing always tend to do that. Like you guys bring out new characters and I'm I'm the guy that you bring in. He's all, yeah, because you know how to approach certain things, and you're good at finding little holes to the game. So
Yeah.
Awesome.
to me, I'm thankful for that because, to me that's an honor, to say the least, because they want to know if there's something that I can see, they know they need to clean it up.
Mm-hmm.
Which is fun.
Yeah.
Which is funny because I still remember one story. Like, this is an old man story. Back in Tekken 5.0, Sang picked up a Raven. And no one did not expect him to use it. He calls me over his house. Yeah, he 5.0 Raven. It was pretty damn good. I'm gonna be honest. He was pretty damn good.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
That's because he had crazy Oki game. That was one of his advantages. Like forced Oki, you have to hard guess. You guessed wrong, you were screwed.
Oh,
I remember he picked him up he picked him up in a week. Second week, he called me over to train with him. Brought that. It took me 3 days to kind of figure it out. And then once I kind of figured out, got the, noticed the little holes, to his game, he goes, I'm going to go to this tournament. I'm going to win. No one's going to deal with it. And I'm like, I doubt it because this is brand, it took me this long to try to figure it out. And that is like getting like 100-0, going back home, researching the matchup, trying to figure it out. And okay, maybe I need to do this. Let me go back there, play another 100 games. I finally won 5 of them. Okay, not good enough. Go back and then so on.
Oh yeah. And that's a missing adage of playing a fighting game nowadays, is that people don't want to put in the work.
Yeah.
It takes a lot of work to get good.
Exactly.
Yep.
And not just with Tekken, but just in general, but like obviously with Tekken, because this game is so intricate, and not putting in the time can affect you. Like, I mean, hell, like we've all been in that situation, where
We've been in this
want
situation for the past week.
exactly.
Like,
Bro,
having
I
no
am
knowledge in this game is like, oh my god.
I am on the struggle bus. But yeah,
I have been getting fucked up too, man. Like, it took me like a week and a half to just be like, oh, that's what heat's for, And I still don't think I have any idea what it's for. Like, I'm still playing Tekken 7 with, flashy animations right now.
Like,
that's.
I ain't gonna lie. I was one of the people that did get the crack towards the end before the console release. Got it for 2 weeks.
You heard it firsthand, guys.
I will admit it. But let's be honest. How many people were on the crack? A lot of people were on it.
yes.
Yeah, a lot of people were. Those bitches. Look, I waited, okay?
I will raise my hand.
I fucking waited.
Yep.
I'm gonna raise my hand. I am a bitch for that. I will admit it. But here's the thing, though. Everyone else had much more time on the game than me. That had the crack, and it's sad that when some of the people that I did play online that had more time, I was still stomping them. What does that say? Because I had it for 2 weeks before the game released. Well, 2-3 weeks before the game released. And I figured out Heat in about 1 day. But then again, Sang and I were playing each other a lot, so we figured out Heat quickly.
Yeah.
We're like, okay, this is how you should be using it. All right, cool.
Yeah.
And then of course, the question of when to go into Heat, when not to go into Heat. Like, for example, and that just sounds so wrong. Go into Heat. I'm sorry. I went there. But here's the thing. Like, I just did my research enough just to know what to do with my characters, but at the same time too, I took it with a grain of salt, because as a software tester, that's what I do for my real life.
Yeah.
One of the things is that there's always going to be different versions. That's not the final version. So I went in there with the mindset of, I know that this is here in this copy of the game, but I'm going to, take all my notes so that when the alpha comes out, I'm gonna test and see what still applies, what doesn't. Then when I did, I was off to the races.
You see, I'm way lazier, man. I'm just gonna let the game come out and hope for the best. I'm waiting for that replay feature.
But-
Like that does.
but
So
you gotta
much work
remember
for you. I just
You gotta
Yeah.
remember that I'm pretty much already past my time. I've done this for too long.
Mhm.
I just want to get a little bit ahead of the game in order to help others get good. And I'm
Exactly.
gonna always continue to help others get good. That will never change. It's up to anybody. Doesn't matter where you're friend or foe. You want to get good and you want to play games, let's play. Because
Yeah.
in the end of the day, when you guys go out there to out of state and they tell you, are you from and they find out you're from Colorado, my name, depending on who you're talking to, my name will come up.
Uh.
And when my name comes up, what's going to happen next is the following. You're going to hit me up here, and they're going to ask me to vouch for you.
Damn.
Facts. Yeah, and that's okay. That's where we need. That's where the needle needs to drop. Damn. Alrighty.
Yeah,
I like
they
that.
they will
was
they
nice.
will reach out to me and ask me if I could vouch for you. That's all, and I'm going to leave it at that.
I like that. I like that. That's a good drop. Mic drop.
Yeah.
Sounds like a good mic drop.
I agree.
I like it. I
Well,
like it.
On that note, I think, I guess I just want to say thanks, Isaac, man. I really appreciate it,
thank
man.
you.
Thank you for everything you've done,
Thank
man.
you.
Legit,
Thank you.
like,
No,
this has been amazing.
So
Yeah.
thank you guys, because I did it for you guys in the end of the day when it comes down to the scene. All you guys, I did it. I sacrificed my time just to help you guys continue to show your passion and love for the game. Does it mean I'm gone? No, I am not gone. I am not gone. I may not show up to certain people's events. It doesn't mean I'm gone.
Yeah.
There's other people who are just reaching out to me, asking me, hey, why don't you come in with us and, whatever.
Yeah.
And I've just said, I'll think about it. Whether I want to do it or not remains to be seen. Because, it's just one of those things.
Give it
whether I
some
feel
time.
yeah, it's going to be a lot of time.
Alright.
But
Yeah.
doesn't mean I will not stop attending other events, just not some in Colorado for the time being.
Yeah, it's time for you to have fun as a player.
Hell yeah,
Yeah,
man.
Yeah.
and
That's
I'm
what's
not
up.
gonna ask people to apologize to me or do this. I ain't no victim in this shit. I'm not.
No.
I did everything for the scene. I have no regrets. I loved every single little moment that I've done, from meeting the most awesome people. Some people may have their opinions about me, but majority of times is the people that have the most opinions about me, I've never sat down and had a conversation with them. Ever.
Yeah. Exactly. Well, that was, honestly, I feel like that was a very eye-opening, very real conversation that we were able to have tonight. And I appreciate you able to come up and, talk about everything and kind of get your synopsis of everything.
Yep.
And that's everything I said, that's what I feel. If people feel differently and they want to have a conversation, we're not going to do it over the internet. We're going to do it in person.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Because words can be translated 100 different ways.
Very true.
When you read through text, having actual dialogue and conversation, everything can get hashed out easy. But it
Exactly.
requires, and I'll put it like it is, I'm always willing to talk.
Exactly.
I don't run from I'm not scared of nobody. I don't run from nobody.
Facts. So, well, with that being said, what are we thinking, boys? What are we thinking?
Well,
What do you guys think?
I guess here's what I'll offer, right? In the future, let's host a debate. We could do it on the fucking podcast. We'll bring
Debate,
you.
huh?
We'll bring I don't know, Who would the other party be? Steak, I guess.
We could all hash it out.
You know,
All right, that'd be
I,
tough.
I would like that. I mean, because like I'm feeling like a piece of us, a piece of me, a piece of something has kind of died in a way. I mean, I don't know about died, but I think it's that there's a hole that we need to get figured out, and I think dialogue would be a very good thing to have.
Yeah, I just want
Regardless
to
of-
hear this like legit. Like I want to hear. Like
Yeah,
we're talking
I wanna hear
about
it
it,
too.
but I want to see what the fuck the actual people involved are talking
Exactly.
about. You know.
Exactly,
So-
because I mean, it sounds like it sounds like there's only 2 to 3 people. It's not 15 or 20. It's 2 or
Right.
3 people that need to just talk about something. And I know talking is a very scary thing for a lot of people, but like I've said before and I'll say it again, communication is the key to everything.
Mhm.
And once you have once you have at least dialogue, even if said person just cusses at you for 5 to 10 minutes, that's better than not saying anything and not feeling or understanding what someone is saying, regardless of if it is cursing or saying this or saying that. That's how I look at it. So
Mhm.
I don't know. You know.
If it happens, it happens.
Yep.
Just let me know and I'll plan everything accordingly. If
Okay.
it doesn't happen, I'm not even stressed about it. I still, go about my life. I still have all my other things, my own personal stuff that I do, my own projects. Gaming will always still be a hobby that I love.
Yep.
That will never go away. Yeah, that's about it. But the key thing is that this is where I'm gonna end it on my part. We need to kill, Denver's gonna always be toxic no matter what. Where do we draw the line on, how we handle situations?
Very true.
We have to be fair. We have to be fair because if there's no such thing as fairness at all, then everyone has to walk on eggshells, and no player should be walking on eggshells towards any certain person.
Yeah.
That exactly. That is very true. That is very true.
All right, guys. Well, that's it for tonight. Thank you so
Yep.
fucking much.
Thank you guys hanging out.
We'll come back next week with I think James.
Just
maybe?
Fame James.
Yeah,
Maybe.
Hopefully James could get his schedule to me. But yeah, whenever that happens, I know Isaac said that he also last time Isaac was on, he nominated Sang. I can also try to
yeah.
get Sang if
Exactly, yep.
James doesn't work out. So
Good luck on that one.
Yeah, I don't know how down he's gonna be, but I'll hit him
Yeah,
up. I guess. I'll hit him
we'll
up.
see. We'll see.
I'll hit-
Good luck.
You know what?
That's why I threw that name on there. I was like saying,
You know
good
what?
luck on getting.
We're gonna, I'm gonna just bombard him with messages and being like, "Hey, you want to hang out with us, fucking
Yeah,
hour?"
I'm just gonna spam Steam messages on him.
You know what? I'm
Always
just
playing the
gonna.
game.
Yep, exactly. That's what I'm gonna do too.
Yeah,
Just
just
spam.
like, all this training.
It's just gonna be.
Yeah.
I was gonna say it's just gonna be a stream to him.
Yep.
A little bit talking about history and telling all you guys why you guys suck at the game.
You know,
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, that's fine.
That's
I'm fair
cool.
with that.
Yeah,
Being
that's
that-
fine. Yeah.
being the Asian uncle,
Yo, just telling us we're trash. It's okay. Right up. I'm good. But
God.
And you gotta
but-
remember.
Oh, good.
But yeah, this was a good conversation. You
Yeah.
know, I love everybody.
Of course.
Doesn't matter friend or foe. I never have any personal animosity over anyone.
Yeah.
Hate requires a lot of energy, and hate is just ugly.
That is very
You
true.
have if you have so much hate inside you, your life reflects it, and pretty much anybody who has so much hate, if you look at their lives suck. And
Exactly.
I got time for it.
That is very,
Thank
very
you.
true.
All right, guys. Well, thank you so much. We'll catch you guys next week, and I'll end it here too. I'm fucking tired. I'm like about to go to bed. Actually,
We're cutting into Oni Bakuman's masturbation time. That's
yeah, dude. I need to bust out some hentai, dude. Yeah.
Oh, man. All right, so, once again, guys, thank you guys for tuning in. If you guys want the updates on OG Tekken Podcast, follow our Twitter at OG Tekken Podcast, on X or whatever, Twitter X, same shit. And also, if you guys if you guys missed our last podcast, or this is your first time and you want to hear the other podcasts, check out our YouTube channel at OG Tekken Podcast on YouTube. And also, David is multi-streaming this to the OG Tekken Podcast channel on Twitter or on Twitch as well. So go follow that as well. That's like pretty much our main channel. And yeah, go follow all the socials for our Twitter handles on X as well. They're right next to our names on David's overlay. So yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well. And as a final note, thanks, Isaac. I really appreciate all the stuff you've done for the scene, man.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah,
really, truly.
Thank you.
From the bottom of my heart.
No,
from a lot of people.
Thank you so much. To all the people who, and I got to shout out people who reach out to me. When I wasn't present. Thank you guys so much. You know who you are. I'm not gonna, throw your names out there because I don't know if you guys will get possible retaliation for showing support to me. But thank you guys.
Yeah, of course.
All right, peace out, guys. All right, we're gonna raid Pit Viper. Say hi to her. She used to live here. Support her. Bye.
Bye.
Peace.
Peace out.